Hi fashion lovers, today I'll be teaching you all how to be making this beautiful blazer. It has a flare at the down part of it. Alright, so we are going to get started now. Click the like button, do well to subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay guys, so right here you can see that I'm trying to fix up my material, my fabric, the way it's going to be. So you're going to set your fabric, you're going to fold it into two and then fold it on top of the other one to get it's going to be more like a triangular shape, as if you're going to make a flare. This is the down part that we are making right now. Okay, so you can go as well to check out some video I did on how to make a flare. On one tutorial I did how to make a flare trouser. So after that, you're going to get the full measurements. Once you get your full measurement, just place your tape, your full measurement, that place you want your clothes to stop, you just get it there. All right, I have like 50 something there. Then you mark your half length. Okay, once this space the space you have should be enough to enter the hole from your half length to the full length. That's where the cloth is going to stop. Then you can go ahead and add 1.5 inches at this down part, or you add 1 inches. You know it's flare, so either 1.5 or 1 inches is enough. Don't add up to 2 inches, it's going to be mush. So after this, now I do not want to use the 15, the one I marked at the upper part, but later on I used it because I checked the waist and it was mush. The line I had on my 16 inches was mush, so I had to bring it up to 15 inches. If your line is mush, if it's bigger than your waist, you should bring it up a bit. So after lining this, now I went ahead to shake the round waist. I have, I think, 8 inches, then 8 inches plus 8 inches, because this thing is into 4 pieces, right? So you times it by 4 and then know if it's up to your waist. If it's up to it, then you can go ahead and leave it like that, but if it's not up to it, you can bring it up a bit. All right, so I had to bring mine up a bit because I wanted it to be that 28 inches. And please, I hope you guys saw the way I have to be rotating my tape to get the whole length, actual length. When you place your tape at the top, don't move it round. Okay, from the top you don't move round, you move only at the down part. Okay, so that when you place your tape at the top, it's going to just be permanent there while you rotate the one at the down part. That's how you get your flare. If you're making anything flare, that's how you get it, so that the whole down will be accurate. All right, so right now after this, I'm going to bring down my tape. I'm placing it here on the first line. I told you guys I'll be using this first line because the second one was pretty much, so I have to use the first one. So when you place your tape at that first one at your line, you mark it at the down part, then you remove it again, you place it in the middle, you place your tape, you hold it and place your tape again. You can see me shifting my tape at the down part as well, and I marked it to join it with the other one. So this is how you're going to do it all round until you reach to the extreme. All right, so that your circle, you know, is going to be like a circular form, so that the circle will be fine and all of them will be the same length. All right, so with this being done, the next thing I'll be doing is I'll be cutting it out and I'll be moving over to the upper part of this tutorial. This is the flare, as I told you guys. This is the flare. So I don't know if there's noise at the background is actually disturbing this of voiceover this video, but if it is, I'm pretty sorry about that, but I have to work. So with this, now you can see that the lines have been joined together. I already joined the lines together. I'm cutting it out already. So after cutting out, we'll move over to the upper part. This place that is into two, that is open, is the back, while the place that is on fold is going to be the front. It's just like your normal top when you're cutting a top or a skirt. You guys understand? So I'm going to give it a notch and then we'll move over to the upper part. So for the upper part, I did for 4 inches, but please do 5 inches. Okay, that for 4 inches is actually very small, so you can go ahead, just do 5 inches allowance. You can see the places I marked the horizontal line and the vertical line, then you can now go ahead and mark your basic bodice. That's the line, your chest line, your breastpoint line, under bust line, and your waistline. All right, plus waistline plus 2 inches for sewing. All right, here you can use 2 inches here, but on the flare you can use 1.5 or 1. Don't use up to 2 in that flare. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mark all these things and then line it up. So after this, now you can see that I'm gonna head to line it up. I'm writing out I'm trying to identify the numbers, the spaces, the line, chest line, under bust, and waistline. Sorry, I didn't write the bust point line. I actually forgot that. So the next thing I did was to get my basic bodice divided by 4 inches plus 1 inches. I only added 1 inches to this. Okay, the upper part I only added 1 inches to it. So once you get this now, your chest line is going to be, that's your bust circumference, then your under bust, that's your round under bust measurement, and then your waistline, that's your tummy. Okay, so after this, now the next thing I'll be doing is to get my shoulder divided by 2 plus ½ inches. All right, so I normally add ½ inches for sewing allowance. Okay, so I'm going to bring it down with 1 inches, and then now find the midpoint of the remaining 8 inches. You know, we did our chest line with our chest line is 9 inches, so, and we are taking out 1 inches at the down part, so we are left with 8 inches. You're going to find the midpoint of that 8 inches, and then you add ½ inch. You go in with ½ inch on that midpoint. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and connect the 3 dots, the ½ inches at the shoulder, the ½ inches at the midpoint of the shoulder, and my bust circumference line. So with this, now I'm going to get the neck. I'm using 3 for the neck. I'm using 3, that's 3 horizontal and 3 at the down part of the neck. Okay, so this is actually the front pattern that we are drafting now. So after this, now the next thing I'll be doing is to impute the neckline of the back. That was when I now did the back. This is the back. This is the back that I'm drafting now. So right here, you're going to place your tape. You can see that I gave 1 inches for sewing, for zip allowance, so before I started drafting. So after that 1 inches, I have to mark my 9 inches. That is going to be for the chest line. So anything you're doing it after these 1 inches. Okay, you're not going to place your tape in that 1 inches. You can see the way I'm placing my tape right now. That's how you're going to be placing your tape. Okay, so this is my waist chest line, and then the down part is going to be for my waistline. All right, so I also added 1 inches to this as well, to the back as well. So for the armhole, I'm going to get the same measurements I have on my shoulder line. I'm going to get it on my chest line, then I connect the 2 lines together, just the same way we did for the upper part, for the front. I mean, that's the same way you're going to get your shoulder for the back. All right, so now I'm going to measure down, take down 1 inches for the back, the neck of the back. So with this, now I'm taking in the allowance so that I will avoid zip locks. I'm going to be attaching zip on this blazer. Yes, so like this, I'm going to now get the midpoint of my armhole, and then I'll connect the lines together. After connecting the lines together, I'll go ahead and cut out, and that is it for the back. So guys, right here you can see that I'm done with that. I'm going to go ahead and measure the round neck of the back so that I can impute it in the front. You can see that I'm already putting it there in the front. So measure the round neck of your back. Me, I have 3.5 inches at the back, so I'll go ahead and put it in the front. So but I forgot to mark this area, so I'm doing it now. I'm marking it now. Then I'm going to go ahead and but guys, before I imputed the 3.5 inches for the back neck line, I have to extend the under bust line outside of that on that 4 inches that I have. Please do your own 5 inches, don't do it 4 inches, okay? So I have to extend it, and then I have to connect this line now from the neck to that place as well. Then before I now went ahead to add the 3.5 inches of the back neckline. All right, to get that. So please, when you're adding this, your tape should not go straight. You can see like this, like straight like this. You should not go straight. Place it a bit slant. Okay, so after placing that a bit slant, you're going to take it more back a bit, like before. It shouldn't even reach up to 1/2 inches. Okay, so once you're done with this, now you're going to extend that line up to that place. Extend the line up to that place, and then you mark 4 inches upwards. But about the 4 inches, you can actually do 3.5. And I mean, this particular outfit now, I did 3.5 inches. I didn't use 4 inches, okay? But other clothes that I've been making, I do use 4 inches. Maybe I just wanted to see how this 3.5 you go. So you're free to do 4 inches. You're free to do 3.5 inches. You can see me, I'm doing 3.5 inches here. So this is why I told you guys. You can see that the space was not enough for me. I later had to add paper to that side. This is why I said that you should make your own 5 inches. All right, a 5 inches space both in the front and at the top. Okay, so make 5 inches space so that everything will contain it. So after this, now I'm going to take down that line from that 4 inches. I'm going to bring it down to join the other side to join the down part at the under bust. So guys, at the side of this front pattern, you're going to remove 1/2 inches because the back of this outfit is shorter than the front. Okay, the back is shorter than the front, so I'm removing 1/2 inches, just with 1/2 inches though. So I'm removing 1/2 inches by the side of the front so that it will join to the back. Okay, but if you minus yours with 1 inches, if the back is shorter with 1 inches, then you can also remove 1 inches from the side of the front. Okay, the same way I removed 1/2 inch. So you go ahead and remove yours. I'm cutting it right out now. So after cutting out, I'm going to use this same pattern now to cut on my main fabric. And you know that the style we are making does not have this princess dart cut on it, so we are not putting that princess dart cut on this blazer. All right, so after, when you're cutting on the main fabric, be cut out 2 facing. All right, both the original one and the one you'll be using for lining on the same material. All right, so do well to also cut your hairstay. So this is me adding up something at the collar, this lapel. I told you guys that it wasn't enough, so I had to add some pattern paper there, and then I had to raise it up a bit, just very small though, so that it can be very well. But I needed to add it. It wasn't much. You can actually leave it like this if you want to, but I think I needed to add it up. Okay, so that's why I went ahead to add the pattern paper, the extra pattern paper. So you can see that I'm already raising it up a bit. Okay, so I'll mark it and then join it up to that point that I have. Is very little though. So as I said before, when you cut out the main fabric, you also cut out the one you'll be using for lining, and then you also now cut out the hairstay that you'll be gumming on it. Okay, so guys, right here now you can see that I'm done with everything I'm cutting out for this outfit. This is the back. I also went ahead to cut out a facing for the back, the neck of the back. I'll be turning this with it. All right, so just cut out something like this for the back. All right, So, and this is the front. I actually burnt it when I was ironing, so I have to close it up again. So this is going to be for the lining, while this side is going to be for the main material. So for the main material, I didn't put all of it, I just have to gum on just half of the fabric. So this is the sleeve, and then the other one, this one is the down part. So now we are going to get started with the sewing. We'll be starting with the back. Okay, so I'll go ahead, I'll sew straight, close up the line. I'll hold it both back together. Then I'll also get my dart. So I'll be using, for normal darts, the back is always 9 inches. From your shoulder to down is 9 inches. Then you get 4.5 inches from the side. Okay, so when you go up like this, you get 9 inches, and then from the side you get 4.5. This is for the back dart. All right, so I'll go ahead and then I'll sew half an inch on those, on the 4.5 inches that I have. I'll fold it and then I'll sew half inches out. Okay, then remember to also close up the, like, to hold it together, the both of them. So right here you can see that I'm already done with the back now. So we'll be moving over to the front, and at the back I actually stitched 1.5 inches. So this 1.5 inches, I stitched it to be very strong because I'll be passing my collar there. That's where my zip is going to start from the down. Okay, so stitch 1.5 inches at the top, then the other one you just run a normal stitch at the other part, and then we'll be working on the front now. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out these things, the excesses. So then please go ahead and get your 4 inches. That's from the middle point, the place I notched, you get your 4 inches. Okay, but if you did not notch your own, that's that line, that horizontal line that we have on the pattern paper. Then, so if you did not notch it, you can just go ahead and get a total of 8 inches from the extreme, because what I'm getting here is 4 inches. That's from this place that I notched, I got 4 inches. So you can just go ahead and get 8 inches from that, from the beginning. That's the middle part of your clothes. Get 8 inches. That's going to be your that line. So after this, now the next thing I'll be doing is place your tape on the shoulder, and then you get your underbust measurements. The underbust I'm using here is 13.5. So get your underbust measurement. If your underbust is 14, you do 14. So I'm going to now fold it and then sew with 1/2 inch for the both side, both this side and the other side. And also I'm going to go ahead and do this on the other fabric that I'm using as lining. All right, so once you're done with the dart, this is how the dart is going to be. So you'll be taking out 1/2 inches. Okay, so once you're done with it, the next thing you'll be doing is to hold the lapel, that place we did 4 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and sew on it. Okay, this, everything I'm doing for the main fabric, that's the same thing I'll be doing for the lining. So right here I'm done joining the both of them together and also holding my darts together. So you can see what I have now. I'm just holding it with a pin. I've not started sewing. So I'm going to place the 2 points that I sewed on, those 2 areas, just sew on it straight down. Okay, sew on it. From there you can sew straight down to the other side, and also from there you can sew straight down to the other side. Go ahead and also iron it out so that it will not be folding. So right here I'm actually done, but I almost forgot to come show the camera. So once you're done, so I'm sewing on the both sides, go ahead and iron them out. Please, when you're ironing, do well to open it up. You can see the way I opened my, do well to open it up like this and then iron it out so that the edges will be very, very fine, so that it will just lay very well. Okay, you can see the way the inside is. I ironed it very, very well. So once you finish ironing the inside like this, then you can cover it up, turn it over before ironing the outside. All right, so this is how you iron when ironing. So on the others, the next thing I'll be doing now is to hold these edges, this place that is like square. I'm going to go ahead and hold it and then cover up, sew this place inside. The side, I'm going to sew the side seam, sew it inside, but every other edges I'll be sewing outside. Only the front pattern and the side that I'm sewing inside. All right, so with this now, the next thing you'll be doing is to iron your lapel so that it will be more like a suit. All right, so next thing, how to get where you're going to stop the folding is you place your tape like this. The folding should stop at your under bust measurement. You get your under bust measurement. So when you place your tape from the shoulder, you get your under bust measurement. That's my own is 13.5. So my folding have to stop at that 13.5. Okay, so just go ahead and fold it. When you fold it, use your iron to iron it out. If you have steaming iron, it will be better, but if you don't have steaming iron, you can use your normal iron and then maybe splash some water on your fabric so that it won't burn. All right, because you need it to heat up very well. Then after that, the next thing I'll be doing now is to attach the back to this. So you can see the middle point of this. So what I mean by the middle point, that's the midpoint where the two lapels joined together. So you're going to hold it to the back, to the middle point of the back. Okay, so please mind you're facing both the front and the back together. Front and back is facing each other now. Okay, so right now I'll urge you to pay very much attention to this because you might get a bit confused. So from here now, you can see the way I gently placed the back on top of the front. So you'll be sewing from one shoulder, and when you get to this point, when you get to this second place I have my pin on, you put your needle. Please go ahead and also cut this because I feel like it's going to be helpful if you have a small cut there, just very small. I feel like it's going to be helpful for it not to shrink. So once you get to that place that I have a cut, you put your machine needle in. Once you put your machine needle in, just lift the lifter of your machine, turn the machine needle round again, like turn the fabric round, and then you continue your sewing. That's how you're going to navigate through this side. All right, so the next thing you'll be doing, just sew from the other end, from one shoulder to the other shoulder. You have to sew it straight up. Okay, so please do pay very much attention to this side so that you don't get confused. Then you can see how it's perfectly laid. Everything is in order. The back is very neat and beautiful. So I actually wanted to do the sleeve first, but then let's first of all turn the neck of the back first. So you guys remember that we have 1.5 inches that I stitched earlier. So on this facing now, I'm also going to stitch 1.5 inches as well. So after stitching these 1.5 inches, I'm going to place it on the neck the same way we attached the back to this front. That's the same way I'm going to be turning this over. That's the same way I'll be turning this now. So you're going to place it on top of the front, not from the back. You're placing it on top of the front now. All right, so when you place it, you remember the same way we did that of the front, how we attached the front. So you also do like that on this. Okay, so now I'm done with the back. You can see it here. It's very neat. I'm done with the facing of the back. We can now go back to the sleeve to attach the sleeve. Please go ahead and hem the down of your sleeve. Okay, hem it with maybe 1 inches or 1.5 inches. Me, I normally use 1.5 inches to hem my sleeve. So after hemming, you attach the sleeve. Use the midpoint of the two sleeve, attach it at the midpoint of the shoulder. So you now sew it down the both sides. So now we are actually almost done with the upper part of this fabric of the style. So I wanted to put this like the middle with the middle, but I noticed that the collar is going to be too high. Like the opening at the collar is going to be too high, so I have to reduce it. If you want, you can actually do yours like this, but if you want, you can also extend it, like to shift it backwards so that the collar will not be so high. But I also, another thing that made me reduce it was that the waist was not enough, so I only had half inches to sew with, which I do not want, so I needed some allowance on it, so I have to extend it out. You get, so I have to extend it out. It wasn't up to, it didn't reach that the dart anymore, you get. So I had to extend it out like 2 inches away from the dart. So once yours is good, the next thing you'll be doing is just to join it up. Okay, from the sleeve you join it to the body. Okay, go ahead and join yours up. So now I'm going to be opening the zip area, that zip area. So remember, I told you guys I have to close up this place because I don't want it to be open, that the front. So now I'm opening the zip because we have to add the down part of the fabric now. So for the down part, go ahead and hem the down, the whole of the down, the round of it. Go ahead and hem it. So now I want to just hold this thing because it keeps on shifting, moving around. So I have to just hold it up. So now for the down part of this outfit, you're going to be getting 8.5 for where your zip is going to start from. Okay, 8.5 inches. If you can go ahead and use 9 if you want to, but me, I'm using 8.5. So from that 8.5 inches, I'm going to sew it down. I'm going to sew down. I also went ahead to fold the down of the flare after holding the zip area. Then the next thing you'll be doing is to now attach it to the upper part. Okay, so I'll be holding it. I'll be starting from the midpoint of the down to the midpoint of the upper part. Okay, so I'm trying to find the midpoint of the upper part now, which I had to mark it with my chalk because my scissors wasn't so close. So I have to just mark it with my chalk and then place the upper part, the midpoint of the down on it. So I have to go and sew on both of them straight up. Okay, just attach it straight up. If you want to do pleating, you are free to pleat. Okay, but me, I don't want pleats on it, so I have to just sew it straight up. Then right here you can see that I'm done attaching it to the waist, but I have some allowance, but I already went ahead to cut mine out. You can see that this place is not straight anymore. So after cutting it out, I noticed that the place I had that zip allowance, I have to take it inside again, because if I don't, the zip is going to be curvy, which is not going to be fine. So I have to take the sewing inside again so that place will be straight. All right, so I did this about twice before getting the actual line, before getting that line to be very straight. So you can as well, to avoid this thing, is during that time you are cutting your flare, you can still take the upper part of it up more. That's when you should avoid this. But since I've done it, so I'm just going to go ahead and take it in again. So now you can see that it is well perfect. Now it is straight. So I had to also remove the second stitching I did. So this is the third stitching. So after this, now the next thing you'll be doing is to attach your zip. So we'll go ahead and attach our zip right now, and we are almost done with this. So if you've watched to this moment, please do well to subscribe. I hope this video was worth it. So my client does not like invisible zip on her dresses because sometimes invisible zip do disappoint, so she requested for an open zip. But I actually love putting invisible zip because it gives it more classic look. So with this open zip, now I'm going to be starting at that, after that 1.5 inches. You guys remember, after that 1.5 inches, so that's where you'll be starting. Below the 1.5 inches, that's where you'll be starting to place your zip. Okay, so from there I'll place this side first. I'll now come up from the other side and also sew on it. So guys, right here you can see that I'm already done inserting my zip. So I'm going to use this facing that we have for the back. I'm going to use it to cover up the excesses we have, the allowance we have at the zip area. So when you hold yours like this, you can see the way I have to fold it, turn it inwards to actually hold this. So just look at what I'm doing, then you understand it. So also sew yours like this, turn it and then stitch it. So you're going to just stitch that side. You don't necessarily need to reach at the extreme. Okay, just stitch the outer part of it, so that you don't have to go and start stitching on something else. So the same thing you are going to do for this place also. So, and that will be it for this tutorial. Then you go ahead and weave the inside of your fabric, then hold up this place with your hemming gum. That's the collar, that's hemming, that's facing. You're going to hold it with your hemming gum, so that it will not just be open like that. And then at the front side, you attach a pressing button at that under bust side, so that it will just hold it firm. Okay, so you can just go ahead and put one pressing button at that under bust. Then don't forget to subscribe and to turn on your notification bell, so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. So see you in my next video. Bye.